realized that something was wrong. Then I was told something that I did not expect. That undermines it. I was beyond shocked by light years about what I was told. Essentially from the get-go, I was immediately mistreated. And then it started happening more prevalently, like to a concerning degree. What do you mean? Everybody's doing it. I need to stand up for this. What? When I told everybody that I would wake up on a Saturday morning at 5 a.m. just to record a video, I was a serious black. Cheers. Let's get two things straight. One, you clicked on this video because you want some steaming hot tea. And number two, my loves, I am a high school graduate. I graduated a month ago, and I'm not gonna gatekeep anything, love. So let's talk about the time my school tried to make me do something illegal while getting ready for Panama City Beach. Oh my gosh, I said it all in one take, if you can believe that. Okay, let's scoot you back some. She's just gonna be peeking right there. To set the scene, let me take you back to 2023-2024 junior year. At that time, I had been in journalism since the 9th grade. For those of you who do not know what journalism is, it's pretty much a class where you'd make the school news and the school yearbook. Ooh, I need my slow water. To put it lightly, ever since 9th grade, they made me do all their heavy lifting. The students and the teacher would get me the footage to edit last minute. By the way, my grade relied solely on submitting the news every Friday, and they would get me this footage on a Thursday. Essentially from the get-go, I was immediately mistreated. Okay, well, there's a couple of girls that are actually pretty cool. You know who you are. Fast forward from 10th to 11th grade, I then move up to do yearbook. Now, since we used Jostens to produce our yearbook, we had to submit so many deadlines. We had to design our own original pages, we had to get our own pictures, we had to get our own quotes, we had to send emails. It was by no means fun. And we're not getting paid for this. No, we're only doing this for the sake of our grade. But if I'm gonna be really honest, up until my junior year, I had been editing for 6 years. I didn't care what they put me through, I really liked editing. And learning to design original pages from my superiors was what I really wanted to do. So every year, we base our yearbook around a theme. And this yearbook's theme was doodles. The senior editor wanted us to get drawings from everybody around the school to put in the yearbook. Upon first glance, that is a great idea. And it was a beautiful idea, and she was a very aesthetic person, so I honestly took her word for it. We were given back the drawings, and when I say we were given back the drawings, we were given over 300 drawings to sift through. I was one of the few people that was assigned to sift through the drawings. But upon looking through the drawings, I realized that something was wrong. I saw duplicates of the same drawing. And then I thought, okay, maybe they drew them with their friends or something. And then it started happening more prevalently, like to a concerning degree. I pointed this out to my senior editor, and she was like, oh, well, a lot of people have the same niches. I was like, all right, fair. We're all following the same clique anyway. Come yearbook designing, and we would include these doodles into our yearbook. So if there's a page dedicated to softball, there would be a doodle of a softball somewhere. I don't remember what page I was doing, but essentially I needed a doodle as fast as humanly possible. Now, as I said before, since it was yearbook and we had deadlines and stuff, sending emails to students who already do not do their homework was impossible at that point. So I asked one of the students in journalism if they would be willing to submit a doodle, and they did. I kid you not. I was walking by, and right in front of me, they pulled up a copyrighted Pinterest image, okay, and was tracing over it. I know there are some artists out there that are fuming at the thought of people tracing over other people's designs, and then there's some other people that are like confused, like, what's the big deal? Remember when I said we had to submit our yearbook to a production company to get the actual book produced? So yeah, selling traced work that does not belong to you to make a profit on it is illegal. And I was designing the freaking page. My name was gonna be right there. Naturally, I put a stop to this because I was appalled. And I kid you not, the look that this girl gave me was just utter cluelessness. She was like, what do you mean? Everybody's doing it. I need to stand up for this. What? So that's when I found out that everybody across the school did not make original pieces. There were a couple of artists in the mixture, but it was 98% traced art. Not only did the student body trace art, but I found out that kids in journalism were tracing art just to get a grade in. Immediately upon finding out this information, I didn't go to my senior editor. No, I went to my advisor. Now, when I say advisor, I'm talking about like the teacher of journalism. I had a document printed out and everything. I'm talking legal file and crap. But I was polite about it. I went into her office. It was early in the morning. No one was there. She was sitting at her desk, and I approached her and asked if we could talk. When she said yes, then I told her exactly what I knew. I showed her the documents. I showed her the links. I showed her the sources. I told her exactly what the repercussions would be if we produced a yearbook with traced images. And you would think that a journalism advisor would know what's best, right? Like correct the senior editor, make a new theme, or I don't know, scrap the whole yearbook and come up with a different concept? Oh, buddy, this is a public school system. People don't get paid enough as it is. I remember I was not even through explaining when she cut me off and was like, you have no idea what you're talking about. Gee, I don't know, it's almost as if that you've been making me edit for years. I've had to edit things that I didn't even think were possible to be edited, okay? And she has never designed a page before. And the closest she did come to designing a page was putting pictures together. So of course I clocked her tea and told her that I know plenty of what I'm talking about. God help Junior Hannah, oh my God. Because as soon as I told her that, she said that I was not old enough and experienced enough to understand how production works. She told me that, and I left. I walked right out of her room. So the very next day, I didn't tell anybody. I went to my counselor's office and requested to drop out of my journalism course. And you would think that'd be the end of the story, right? Wrong. Oh, good Lord, honey. No, it's not over yet. My counselor then asked me, oh, is something going on in journalism? And I said, well, to be honest, it wasn't that much of a good fit for me. And to which she replied, oh, well, your advisor came in here this morning, was asking questions about you. She was, what? So apparently my advisor had visited with my counselor that morning and was talking about how my mental health was plummeting. And she went to my counselor to ask if she knew anything about what I was doing in journalism. Gee, advisor, it's almost as if you did that to cover up something. Immediately upon finding that out, that solidified my absence once and for all. I dropped out of journalism and transferred into some dual enrollment courses. So come yearbook distribution day, I'm no longer in journalism at this point. Everybody produced the rest of the pages. But upon flipping through the book, I noticed that some of the doodles in there were missing. I didn't think much of it, and then senior year came, one of the journalism staff came up to me and was asking me why I wasn't in journalism anymore. I wasn't gonna tell them that I left because of a legal scandal. I told them because it just wasn't a fit for me. Then I was told something that I did not expect. That undermines it. I was beyond shocked by light years about what I was told. I was told by one of the student editors that the file for all the doodles from 2025 yearbook somehow got deleted. I didn't do it. Apparently, one of the guys in journalism messed up the mechanics of the computer and deleted the file of all the doodles the entire school did. And so come second semester of 2025, when they're finishing up the yearbook, they had no doodles to work with. Did this mean that they made original drawings to put in the yearbook? By no means, no. If anything, they more than likely traced everything because they were on such a time constraint. But oh my God, as soon as I left journalism, the file of all the doodles that were drawn were gone. And the sad part about it is I know the guy that did it. Very well, actually. According to him, he was horribly mistreated by a lot of the people in there. So was it on purpose? I don't know, bit of a small town mystery. And there you have it, my friends. That's the story of the time my school tried to make me do something illegal. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna go enjoy the beach. At this time, I'm probably editing in the vehicle right now on the way there. By now, it is 6 and it is still dark outside. This is HR signing off. Please make sure to make your bed every morning, and I'll see you next Saturday. Bye, guys.